started, I wanted to go ahead and walk over the idea of logging into our system. What you're looking at right here is the typical landing page for all of our different systems. For your specific system, instead of the Assure Software logo, you will go ahead and see your specific company logo. Other than that, the information down below will all be the same. In order to log in, you will go ahead and see this landing page where you're going to put in an employee number, a password, a specific role, and then under here, if you click on the Show Settings, you will also see a Service ID and Client. The first time you log in, you will be prompted to put that Service ID and Client name in there in order to go ahead and move forward. So to go over the information that you're going to be providing, the first part is your employee login. Your employee login is always going to be either your employee ID number, or if your company is placing the email addresses in the ESS PIN situated inside the HREE master, the employee may use their email address as their login. At all times, they will be able to use their employee ID number. In regards to a password, the system will automatically pre-populate the password to the last 4 digits of the employee's Social Security number. If for some reason your company decided that that is not sufficient in terms of your security policies, we can go ahead during the implementation process, predefine a specific number or value that will be specific to your employees. However, it does need to be something that's going to be specific per employee and not one specific password across the board. We can discuss that further during the implementation process, but the thing to know is as you do hire going forward, the system will automatically predefine the password to be the last 4 digits of the employee's Social Security number. Once they are logging in, they will be prompted to go ahead and update their password to meet the specific criteria set forth in the system. That is at least 8 characters, 1 capital letter, and a special character in order to meet at least the qualifications of the system security settings. In regards to the role is actually something to help define what information the employee will actually have access to. Again, located in the ESS PIN, the role will go ahead and be defined, whether it is the standard payroll and HR enterprise role, which is our fullest listing of information for our payroll and HR related materials, our standard payroll role, which only gives a limited access to HR related information, but the full grasp of running payroll, the payroll details, and payroll reporting. The employee self-service, or what we refer to as the ESS, which is our standard employee area to retain their own employee information and or any additional links or areas for their information to be housed in the system. This is also where they can pull any of their pay stubs and W-2 forms that are populated in the Assure HCM system. The manager role, which we refer to as the MSS, very similar to the ESS, does have a credential that will go ahead and allow for employee information based on only those employees that manager may oversee and are predefined in the HREE master. And then there's some additional roles that we can go ahead and turn on to your system. If this specific role is granted to your employees, they will go ahead and see their core role listed right here. If you click on the drop down, they will also see any other additional roles that they may go ahead and log into while logging into the system based on that ESS PIN. If they are only an employee role with an employee enterprise access, they will only see that in the drop down and they would not have a way to actually log in to any of those other secure roles. In terms of the service ID, this is going to go ahead and point to the database that the system is on. For implementation, you're going to always go ahead and see the IMP 250 as the service ID. This will help to go ahead and indicate that you are still in implementation, and once ready to move into the production database, you will be moved onto a different server. That server will help to secure the payroll processes and allow for some additional processes to take place, such as system notification, syncing with our time system that we have on our other portion of our system, and other different details. In regards to the client name will be specific to your company only. During the implementation process, we will go ahead and create sandboxes or cloned systems of your primary system in order to help you with the training process. In the meantime, we will go ahead and also give you access to your live system, which you will have a specific client name for. When creating those client sandboxes, oftentimes we try to go ahead and incorporate the date in some manner in that naming convention. That way it is very easy to see exactly what you're logging into. Once you have your employee number or email address, your service ID, and your client name specified in this area, you can hit the update roles. That will take away that service ID as well as client ID and populate the role drop-down to only those roles that meet up with that specific employee. If for some reason someone were to try and log in on a role that they are not assigned to, the system will go ahead and pop up a nomenclature box that will go ahead and detail out the information saying that they do not have access or have not been granted access to that specific role. In order to go ahead and populate that drop down again, you can simply click on the show settings and update roles, and it will populate that list to only those roles that they have access to. In order to log in, you must also go ahead and check off on the terms and conditions. Here, you can go ahead and hyperlink into the different rules and regulations tied to the specific login that you're going to. Simply going over the legal jargon, letting us know of the different legal entities and agreements, terms and conditions that are tied with the secure website. At any time, you can go ahead and click the login button, and it will take you to the landing page of our main role that you were logging into. But if for some reason you do want to go ahead and change your password, or you have forgotten your password, you can go ahead and click on one of these two hyperlinks right from the landing page here. The first one, change password, allows you to walk through the process of putting in your old password and redefining a new password, re-entering it, and simply clicking submit to go ahead and change your password from the get-go. If instead you have simply forgotten your password, you can go ahead and click on the forgot password, put in your email address, enter your last 4 digits of your social, and your zip code that is listed in your HR master, and you can send the password to yourself. The system will then generate an email to this specific email address that has been tied to the correct corresponding information. At that time, it will go ahead and allow you to predefine a new password and log into the system. So as a reminder, your employee login is either your employee ID number, or you can use your email address if it is predefined in the HRES PIN. Your password will start as your last 4 digits of your social, and it will prompt you on your first login to go ahead and update that and change it to the new security setting qualifications in order to get into the system. Your role will go ahead and define out what access to the system you may have. Your service ID is going to prompt the database that you're on, whether it needs to be secure information that allows for additional criteria such as system notifications or any kind of payroll production. And then the client name will actually point to the created database, whether it is your true system or it is a sandbox or cloned system that you can play with during the implementation process without hurting the integrity of your system. Once you have all of that information populated, simply click the login button. It will think for a second and log you into the system.